What is up, Kingdom Hearts fans? Kobe here. We're going to be doing mission 13 of the Organization 13 LEXAEUS event. What my layout is pretty much looking like is... Honestly, you could go about this a few routes. I'm kind of doing it more towards I want to do more damage, but I'm also prioritizing surviving. That's why I have Pinocchio in here, and I'm about to use this shared Pluto. Pluto is the GOAT in this event because of his power +2 for one turn, or power defense +2 for one turn. It's pretty great. I didn't actually think this guy would be useful at all, but the next event up, and man, I put my foot in my mouth. It works wonders. Unfortunately, I didn't roll extra attack on mine, so I'll be using a shared one that has it. You don't have to use 2 strength up medals. I'm doing it just because I want to get through it more quickly. You can replace one of the strength medals with maybe another defense buff medal like Pinocchio, or maybe a strength lowering medal like Jasmine. Some other ones escape me. I think Flotsam and Jetsam also lowers strength. Anything that just buffs your defense or your PSM defense or lowers their attack is pretty useful, especially if they have extra attack on them. So most of my medals, or my last 3 medals, have extra attack. I don't really need to use the second extra attack for Ursula to save SP, because using Kairi and 2 Pinocchios is a little cost heavy, especially after using Ursula twice. So I'll probably use it once for most of the events. The only real problem is getting through the second enemy, because you have to proc second chance, and it's a pain. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. Hopefully it won't take very long for it to proc in this video. I don't really want to run through this like 4 times. So right here he does about 21,000 damage. It looks like it's not going to proc this time. He does about 21,000 damage with my extra attack Pinocchio going off twice and my extra attack Pluto. When I did a test run, it did about 1,600 damage, which is very minimal. It cut it down by about 20,000, which is ridiculous. I didn't think a defense buff, I didn't think Pinocchio would put in that much work. Pluto is pretty good too. It goes up to +4 defense on that turn, but I think defense up makes, oops, I didn't mean to use that attack. Defense up makes it so you take less damage than a general PSM defense up, from what I've noticed. So let's hope this procs, and it will not. Question? It will not. Alright. At least it's only the second enemy, and it's not like a high score challenge at the very end of it that I just need to keep running through it. Because those days, those were rough days, I'll tell you. I remember the first few high score challenges that came out, and people were doing like the long, drawn out method with what is it called? Paralysis, poison, trying to have the enemy recover HP so you get more points out of it. Those were, oh man, I think it was the one of the first high score challenges. People were just trying to milk it so much. I think it was the Illustrated Sora, Illustrated Riku one. And then the one right before that with Dark Side, I think, and Shadow as rewards. Those were rough. But since more medals have come out, more medals have become available, more options have been available. Most of the high score challenges aren't that hard anymore. It's just a matter of whether or not you pull God or not. It's pretty ridiculous, but that's for another video. I already ran through the Aladdin events, and I got 7.5 the first time, just using a bunch of 14% medals. So I'll have to hopefully maybe pull a key art. If not, I'm going to have to try and milk out the last I'll probably have to get another at least million to stay in top 1,000 because I've already dropped out at 7.5. Oh, second chance proc. All right, so we're going to go ahead and... He did 21,000 damage. So we're going to see how much it decreases with defense +2 and power defense +4. He should only do about 1,600 damage, roughly. So let's go ahead and see what that is like. All right, like I said, he did about 21.3 thousand. Look at that, like 1,200 damage. That's crazy how much of that helps out. All right, I don't want to get too... Should be able to finish him off this turn. But to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and use everything because we do have Illustrated Kyrie with double attack, and it is a godsend. There it is. All right. The big guy, so he doesn't give as much SP gauge as the other enemies, so SP consumption, I noticed, was a little more critical in this fight. So I'll probably only use Ursula, her first attack and not her second attack, a few times because I ran out of gauge and I messed up because I accidentally swiped when I was supposed to activate a skill. So it really threw me through a loop. So she's 3 and he's 6. That means I'm going to use 9. I'll only end up with about 6 left. So the second attack is not as important as this power defense. So again, we're defense +2, power defense +4. Only does 1395 for damage. So like I said, if you want to go ahead and maybe just use one, if you don't have a bunch of really strong medals, you can always just use a one attack boost 3, maybe Illustrated Beast and Belle, Sebastian's 5, Ariel, Illustrated Kyrie, maybe you've got a Pooh and Piglet with double attack. You can use one of those and then a few defense buff medals, a Pluto if you have it, and you'll be golden. And one strong attacker who you just can't live without, and Ursula seems to be one of the best attackers in the game. So yeah, 1387. So this is pretty much what, like a 4-turn. This is my third. This is my third turn. So this is probably like a 5 or 6 turn run. But thankfully it's not defeat in 1 turn. Otherwise there would be a lot of mad people because I don't even think it's possible in 1 turn. It's possible in 3, maybe 2, but I don't think you can do it in 1. And I still got my Nova too, so I'll probably use that next round. I might go all out that round just to see what we're at. We've gone 3 times now, I think it was, taking them down about 60 bars, 20 bars per round. Maybe I'll use them all. We'll see. If anything, I'll use Nova after my first Ursula, just to gauge where we're at. Oh yeah, I'm using her. We got this. Oh no! That's okay. I'll be okay with next turn. I'll just use them both and have enough for Ursula. Alright. So we're going to finish out this fight, get our medal, and that'll wrap up the video. Then I plan on doing a guilt video of all the new medals that I've gotten sometime later today. There it is. You win. Completed without continuing. That is LEXAEUS 13. I might have my setup for 12. A lot of people are having problems with that one too. I kind of just left it up to RNG for that one. And just did like really strong medals. And if they didn't proc, they didn't proc. I just restarted. But completing it within 2 turns. I know that he does paralyze you. I think I did my counterpoint and just went all in on attacking it. And if I survived, I survived. If I didn't, I didn't. But that other method's a little bit more drawn out, so you're not going to be able to do it within the 2 turns. So you're pretty much going to have to use your strongest attackers and hope that you don't get paralyzed locked. I didn't have to skip any turns because of paralyze. I only did this mission like 3 times, so I got lucky. But I know there are a lot of people who are having difficulties with it. If you have medals with paralysis resist, I think there are some skills too for... No, I don't. Maybe there aren't. I don't know. There might be skills on the avatar boards. Check those out. Like I said, I just used my strongest medals. This one really didn't bother me all that much as this last one. And that's because I was going about it. The last one is I just wanted to get it done as quickly as possible, but that route didn't work because I needed defense. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Kobe out.